Well, hello everybody. This is Scott here, and I'm in Rabun County, Georgia, up here in Clayton. And I'm over here on Pool Creek Road. This is in the War Woman area. And I'm here where the Bartram Trail crosses. I think they call this Bob Gap, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to get on the Bartram Trail right here and head southbound back toward the Chattooga River and see how far I can hike today. I don't really have any set plans on distance or whatever, but I'm going to head back toward Chattooga. If I continue on, I'll actually pop out at Sandy Ford there at the river. But I'm just out getting in a little hiking. Beautiful day. It rained all day yesterday. This is Sunday. Rained all day yesterday. Last night, much needed rain. We've been in a drought here, but got some much needed rain. Yeah, right there you can see Bob Gap on the rock, but like I said, we've been in a drought. We got some much needed rain, and it's a beautiful morning. Everything seems to be revived and refreshed after that rain. As you can see there currently a campfire ban in the back country. That's how dry it's been. But just gonna get out here and get in a hike on this beautiful day with no set destination or set plans, but y'all can come along with me and we'll enjoy it together. So I'm gonna shut up and get to hiking. Well, right here off the bat, we got some beautiful mountain laurel blooms. It's that time of year where these will be getting in full bloom here soon, and trails will be shrouded over with beautiful mountain laurels. And the rhododendron won't be far behind. We've been having some unusually hot weather here in Georgia. Been in the mid 80s to near 90 degrees some days. So, as you can see, everything's getting really green and starting to bloom out. See blooms down through the woods there. But it's that time of year. But believe it or not, it's supposed to, after having near 90 degree weather, it's supposed to get back down into the 30s this week. They said we might even see a snow flurry or two. So we'll see how that pans out. Crazy Georgia weather. Well, if the leaves were still off the tree, you'd have some awesome ridgeline views through here, but that time of year is done past. Leaves have already gotten out on the trees, and your wintertime ridgeline views are over, but got plenty of these beautiful mountain laurel blooms to look at now. Summertime will be here before we know it. wildflowers are out in full force now. I've been keeping my eyes peeled for some lady slippers. I know they are out in bloom now, but so far on this trail today I haven't seen any. But I'm only a little over half a mile in too, so still got plenty of trail to go. Well, I'm still just walking along the trail here. Been ridge walking for a long time. Once got over the initial climb, it wasn't, or hasn't been too bad since. Just been walking along the ridge, just mild ups and downs along it so far. About a mile and a half in or so. Just a green wonderland out here. Absolutely beautiful day. Probably around 68, 70 degrees. Trail's been in really good shape so far. No obstructions at all. Had one little bitty small blowdown sapling about a quarter of a mile in, but I mean, he just stepped right over that. If I'd have remembered my folding saw, I would have cut it out of the way, but forgot it. I'm out here just cruising along on this beautiful Sunday. Well, as you can see, the trail now has gotten much narrower, and it started a gradual descent. Got a beautiful view over here through the trees. The mountains in the distance. But like I said, it's started a gradual descent. So probably starting the descent down to the Chattooga River area, more than likely. I've never hiked this section of the Bartram, so I'm not familiar with it, but I do know it will descend down to the Chattooga River area, and it will actually join up with the Chattooga River Trail at some point, the Georgia section. And they actually run together for several miles, all the way to Highway 28. Look here at these flame azaleas. Man, are those not beautiful? That's the first one of those I've seen that on the trail. Absolutely gorgeous. But like I said, the Bartram and the Chattooga River Trail run together for several miles all the way back to Highway 28 where the southern terminus of the Bartram is, and then the Chattooga continues on over in South Carolina and hooks up with the Foothills Trail. But just moseying right on along the trail here. Well, I came down through there where you see the yellow blazes. Looks like I have made it to Speed Gap. And dang, right here is a busy intersection. Looks like we got 4 different trails intersecting here. There's one going down that way. It looks like the Bartram continues on that way with the yellow blazes. There's a trail over there. And then there's a trail coming down this way. And I'm not sure where any of these go besides the Bartram. Got a campsite here with a fire ring. Looks like somebody's been here recently by the freshly charred firewood left there, but we'll be continuing on following the yellow blaze that way. Like I said, I'm not sure where any of these other trails go, but this is Speed Gap. Like I said, I'm in the War Woman community, and there's a lot of Speeds live down here. I went to school with a lot of them, and still know a lot of them. So Speed is a popular family name down here in the War Woman. Got into an area of the trail here that's had a lot of tree damage. Lots of trees down. This is probably from Hurricane Helene. Some areas up here in Rabun County got hit pretty hard. Small areas. Just kind of depended on what side of the mountain you were on, I guess. But, if you look down through there, you can see lots of trees laid down the side of the mountain down through there. And right on out through here as well. I know as you get on over onto the end of War Woman Road in the Satola area, they got hammered pretty hard over in that area. I know the roads were closed over here for several days. Power was out for a long time, but nowhere near as bad as what our neighbors in North Carolina and even in some parts of South Carolina received. As you look back through there, trees laying down. They were lots luckier here than they were in those areas. Well, this mountain laurel is absolutely beautiful through here. Well, just cruising along here through the greenery. Was coming back through there a minute ago and heard that low drone buzz, and looked over to my right, and it was one of those huge European hornets flying around. So those things are already out. I do not like those things because it seems like every time one of them gets near me, it seems to want to chase. They're very aggressive. I do not want to get stung by one of those. I never have been stung by one, but I know people who have. They say they are absolutely painful. And they sort of do like a spider bite when they get you. It's, around the sting, it sort of decays. Necrosis or whatever you call it. Big old tree there, big old oak tree. That's one of them there great big ones. But I know my mom stepped on one when I was little. We were outside picking some apples and it put her in a hospital. Stung her on the bottom of the foot. So I try to steer clear of those things. Hopefully don't run up on any more of them. Today anyway. Well, it looks like a little birdie met its demise right here. Appears to have been a robin probably. Probably some kind of a feline, bobcat or something probably got it. Nothing left but a pile of feathers. Appears that I'm starting another slow descent, so some more tree damage. I just rolled over 3 miles, so I should be getting close to the Chattooga River area. I think when I mapped this out on Gaia, I think from Bob Gap down here to Sandy Ford, it was about 3.9 miles, so I just rolled over 3, so should be getting close. Well, as you can see by the vehicle sitting down here, I have reached Sandy Ford Road. So now I'm very close to the Chattooga River. I'm gonna cross on over the road here and pick up the trail on the other side. I think that trail right there may have been here a while. Or that sign, I mean, not trail. Been here quite a while. Now right here is the intersection with the Chattooga River Trail. From this point on that way, the Bartram and the Chattooga River Trail run together for probably about, I don't know, 9 miles or so, 9.5 miles, something like that. And then the Chattooga splits off here and continues on that way toward Highway 76. As you can see, the green blaze there for the Chattooga River Trail. As you can see, there's a tree down right there at the beginning. The Georgia section of the Chattooga River Trail is notoriously known for horrible maintenance. Although I just read this week on Facebook that there had been a group down here, I can't remember the name of the group, but a trail maintenance organization been down here for the last month. Said they worked on 9 miles of the trail through there back to Highway 76, but I was glad to read that because like I said, it's notoriously known for horrible maintenance, especially in the summertime. It gets grown over and hard to navigate, bridges washed out, just a mess. But it said they worked on 9 miles of it over the last month, so hopefully it's in much better shape now, even though there's a blowdown right there at the beginning of it. But anyway, I'm going to continue on up through here. Like I said, this is now the Bartram and Chattooga River Trail running together. I'm going to continue up through here a piece and make it to the river at least. Well, I finally made it down to Dix Creek. Look over there, looks like there's a big camping area, but you'd have to get across the creek here somehow. Not far from the Chattooga River now. Definitely a little sketchy crossing that log there, but I made it. Now to head on toward the river. Well, here is the turn off to the right to go to Dix Creek Falls, and I think I'm going to take that down there. The Bartram continues on that way. Like I said, it goes on for about 9 or 9.5 miles until you reach the southern terminus at Russell Bridge. But I'm going to take this Dix Creek Falls trail. Go check it out. Some more beautiful mountain laurel here. Now here I am approaching the top of Dix Creek Falls. This is a little ledge area before you get down here to the top of it. I'm gonna head on down here where I can see the main waterfall. Well, here I am standing at the top of Dix Creek Falls, looking down it. And down there is the big Chattooga River. So this is a very beautiful area here of Rabun County. Right across the river, that's South Carolina on the other side. Look back up the creek here, and there's another beautiful area up there. I think I'm going to try to go up there and get a peek before I make my way on down the trail to the river. And right down there is where I was just standing, filming at the top of the waterfall, top of Dix Creek Falls. I walked on up here to this little shoal area, little cascade. It's beautiful up here. Beautiful little area here, down below the rocks. Especially with a mountain laurel coming in, man, when that gets in full bloom over this, it'd make a beautiful photograph right here. Shooting back up through there with all the mountain laurel in bloom. It's a neat little area here. Beautiful little area. But I'm going to make my way back over here to the trail and hike on down to the river. Well, I have made it down to the Chattooga River. It's absolutely beautiful down here. And if I get on over here, I can get a view of Dix Creek Falls, what little of the falls there are right now. Like I said, it is very, very dry. And as you can see, the waterfall is not flowing much at all. Even after the rains last night, which wasn't a lot, we really need a whole lot more rain. This waterfall, when it's not in the middle of a drought, it really flows over those rocks, and it's absolutely beautiful. But not today, unfortunately. Just a little bit of water coming over. But anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I thank you all for coming along with me. I'm going to take a little break here, and then I'm going to head back. I'm a little over 4.5 miles in, so it'll probably be, by the time I make it back to the parking area at Bob Gap, it'll be about 9 miles total. So it's a pretty good hike from Bob Gap to Dix Creek Falls. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I thank you for coming along with me. And I look forward to seeing you next time.